So, just how long will $1 million last you in retirement? That's something that an article I recently looked at attempted to answer. And to say the least, I was a little disappointed with the conclusions that it provided. The article attempted to break down how much $1 million will last in each state. And there were a couple of important assumptions that the author made that were, to say the least, a little bit problematic. Without further ado, I just want to take you to the article. You'll see here that it's from GoBankingRates.com. It was hosted on the Microsoft Network's homepage, which aggregates all sorts of news and financial information and sports and all sorts of stuff like that. But anyway, the title of the article, as you can see here, is How Long 1 Million in Retirement Will Last in Every State. And I don't want to knock the guy who wrote it, but if we scroll down, he goes from the most expensive state, which will theoretically allow your money to last the shortest amount of time, and then he goes down to the state that has the lowest cost of living. That state with the lowest cost of living would theoretically allow your money to last longer than the state with the higher cost of living, and we're going from $1 million. So what he starts out with was this cost of living, annual cost for things like groceries, housing, utilities, transportation, healthcare, and total annual expenditures, what the estimated expenditures that you would have in a year in retirement. And he comes up with Hawaii having annual expenditures of $96,982.26. So basically $97,000. And he concludes that this would allow you to stretch that 1 million nest egg out to 10 years, 3 months, and 22 days. If we move to California, we'll see that the estimated annual expenditures are down from the $97,000 a year to $72,319.57. Now, a lot of people complain about California, say it's ungodly expensive and that it costs too much to live there and all this kind of stuff. And the author of this article argues that 1 million in savings would last you in California for 13 years, 9 months, and 29 days. I won't bore you with the entire list of states and how long you can live on $1 million theoretically in those states. I will, however, show you the last, and that would be Mississippi, which has a record for lagging near the bottom of many leading economic indicators, including the cost of living, which actually isn't a bad thing if you're looking to retire on a nest egg that's fixed. But anyway, your total annual expenditures are estimated at $44,059.15 in Mississippi, which would allow your $1 million nest egg to last you for 22 years, 8 months, and 12 days. Substantially longer than the 10 years, 3 months, and however many days you could theoretically live in Hawaii. I hope you're learning from the video. If so, if you could be so kind as to go ahead and hit that like button. Also subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. That would help the channel out greatly. I am on my way to 1,000 subscribers, hopefully, and your subscription would greatly help the channel. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I have problems with a couple of things that were seemingly assumptions with this article. Number one, it assumes that people who are retired are going to spend the average that everybody else does. There are several studies that say that as you retire and as you get older, your spending goes down rather than stays stable or goes up. So that's a big problem with the assumptions of this article. But that's not the only problem. Not only does the article assume that retirees are going to spend what everybody else does, it assumes that they're going to do so in a linear fashion. In other words, from year to year to year, they're going to spend the same thing regardless of what the economy's doing. Studies show, and human nature shows, that people tend to tighten their belts when economic times get hard and when they start to run out of money. Personal finance is indeed personal. What it takes for one person to retire on $1 million is not what it's going to take another person to retire on $1 million. So the amount of time that it will last is going to differ radically. One person might have a mortgage hanging over their head. Another person might not have any housing costs other than taxes and insurance and a few repairs. So different people are going to have different requirements in retirement, and that's going to affect the amount of time that $1 million nest egg is going to last them. I got another question. Is this $1 million nest egg going to be buried under a mattress until you need to use some money to pay for things? Putting money in any type of account is probably going to extend the life of that $1 million nest egg. Even when interest rates were down near zero, you could get a high yield savings account that would pay you somewhere between 0.5% and 1%. Today, with higher interest rates, you can put your money into a savings account or a money market account and get 4 or 5%. So on that $1 million nest egg, theoretically, you'd be getting $40,000 or $50,000 spun off to you on an annualized basis that you could use for your expenses. And that would extend the life of that $1 million nest egg so that you don't run out as quickly as they say you're going to run out. Of course, if you put everything into the stock market, you could lose things a little bit more quickly than the article is arguing, because as the market goes up and down, you may have a few down years that are going to actually cause you to deplete your capital a little more quickly. I'm going to leave a link in this area up in here somewhere to a video I recently did that analyzed Dave Ramsey's 8% return claims. And you can see how that would be really, really bad if you take out too much money in a down market. So, anyways, these are a few of the reasons why I have a problem with some of the articles like this that claim that your $1 million nest egg will only last you so long. There are little tweaks that you can do to make it last longer. There are bad decisions that you can make that can cause it to be depleted a lot more rapidly than that. I hope you've enjoyed the video and that you found it educational. If so, please be so kind as to drop us a like and also subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. I do want to give a disclaimer that I am not a finance professional. I don't have any certifications. This is just for educational purposes only. And if you need help with your finances, be sure to check with a licensed financial advisor. I do want to thank you so much for watching. And until the next time, be sure to have a good day.